One of the exciting parts about being in marketing is there's always something new going on. There are new ways to promote yourself, and one of the coolest new ways to promote a business in 2018 is influencer marketing. A lot of people ask, what is that all about? However, they don't even know how to really get into it or how much should they pay for it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And specifically, we're going to talk about Instagram influencer marketing. So Instagram has the highest rate of engagement out of any social media platform there. Whereas most social media platforms have a rate of engagement of about 1.5%. Instagram has a rate of engagement of almost a little bit above 3%, about 3.2%. So that's a huge difference. It's doubling up your numbers right there. So a lot of influencers are going to Instagram in order to help promote their own products as well as other people's products. There's some people out there that literally go ahead and build out their accounts in order to be able to be an influencer and help promote other people's products, and they get paid for it. There are others that were accidental influencers, which means that they just naturally built out their account and they just happen to have a knack for promoting the products, and then people started reaching out to them and allowing them to do so. So one of the biggest misconceptions out there is that you need to have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers in order to be a good influencer. However, that is not the metric that you want to look at, or not the only metric. You want to go ahead and take a look at the rate of engagement, right? So if you have 100,000 followers, but you only have 20 likes per post, that's not a good ratio of engagement. However, if you have 1,300 followers, but you have 200 people liking your photo, that's obviously a very high rate of engagement. At the end of the day, you want to be with an influencer that has a high rate of engagement. Another thing you should consider, just like when you're considering who to promote your product to yourself, meaning your audience, you also want to consider your influencer's audience, right? So if you are a gym or you're promoting a fitness product or supplement or whatever that may be, you may want to partner up with somebody who is in the fitness industry. There are a lot of bodybuilders out there and performers that go ahead and get to promote these products, and they get paid for it, they get free products, and there's a great exchange because they're also letting people know about these products and they're actually using them. I know I've bought my share of products just based on people I follow, and I love what they do, and I buy their products because it seems to work for them, right? So those are things that you want to consider when picking an influencer. But how much is it going to cost you? Now, there are plenty of stories where people are getting paid thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars per one post to promote. However, that's not the average. You can get away with paying as little as $100 for a 24-hour post, so somebody will take it down after 24 hours. Or for a permanent post, you're probably looking at around $1,000. However, there's no exact rate sheet that you can count on. It really is the Wild West when it comes to the pricing for influencer marketing. However, it's definitely something that should be part of your strategy. Even if it's a local influencer, right? A local place, a local coffee shop, or whatever it may be, you can connect with them and see if they will go ahead and promote your product. But remember, it has to make sense for you, but it also has to make sense for the influencer. So how do you put together a proposal and how do you deliver it? First and foremost, remember, it has to make sense for you and it has to make sense for them. So it may be to start with, hey, does it even make sense for them to promote my product? Don't go after an influencer just because you want them to scream out your product. It has to make sense to them. If it's not something that they're into, for instance, PETA is not going to be promoting your fur coats, right? So it has to make sense to them both on an ethical and an interest side as well as a monetary side, right? So you may want to see what it is that they are interested in to begin with. If they're a fashion brand, most likely you're going to be sending them free samples and then also paying them for wearing them and for telling people about them, right? So you have to really put together something that makes sense for your specific influencer. That means, are you going to give them free products? And how much are you willing to pay for that post taking into consideration the engagement that they have, okay? Again, because it's the Wild West, when it comes to monetary gains, you have a little bit of a negotiation there that you can have with these influencers. The second is the approach, and the approach is quite simple. The first thing you want to check is if in their bio there's an email where you can contact them. If they're already an active influencer, they will probably have an email where you can email them and let them know your proposal, okay? The second way that you can do that is by going and DMing them. Now, in the past, meaning direct messaging them, in the past, your messages would filter out if you're not following them, right? Or if they're not following you. However, now Instagram has caught on that people are missing a lot of messages and a lot of opportunities, and rather than filtering them out, now you will see them pop up if they are relevant, okay? So there's a little bit of an algorithm there, but it's still a good way to reach out. And if the first time you see that they didn't see your proposal, right, your message, you can go ahead and email them or contact them again. In a lot of cases, they will also have a business profile, which means that they will have either a call, a text, or an email button on there, right on their profile, which you can go ahead and contact as well. Remember, it has to make sense to them, and it has to be the right feel for them. It also has to be the right monetary reward. Another thing that you should know is that the FTC is cracking down on how influencers gain or have monetary gain from this. So they do have to disclose that they are in a paid partnership with you. And it is important for you as the business owner to let them know that you would need for this to be there, or for the hashtag sponsored to at least be there, because it protects both you and the influencer themselves. So if you have any questions about influencer marketing, make sure you reach out to Kristina at SocialCowMedia.com.